I thought artificial intelligence would end humanity, but last Tuesday, Google's new quantum chip solved a problem that would take our fastest supercomputers 10,000 years to crack. And what I discovered about what this means for our future kept me awake for 3 straight nights. My name is Alex, and I've been covering emerging technology for the past 8 years. I've seen countless breakthroughs come and go, most of them overhyped marketing stunts. But when Google announced their Willow quantum chip, something felt different. The numbers were so absurd, they seemed like science fiction. Here's what grabbed me by the throat. This chip performed a specific calculation in under 5 minutes. That would take the world's most powerful classical computer 10 septillion years to complete. That's longer than the universe has existed, by a factor of billions of trillions. But here's where it gets really weird, and why I couldn't stop digging deeper into this story. The implications go far beyond just faster computing. We're talking about breaking every encryption system that protects your bank account, your medical records, your private messages. We're talking about drug discovery that could cure diseases in months, instead of decades. We're talking about artificial intelligence that makes today's ChatGPT look like a pocket calculator. And we're talking about technology that might already be too powerful for us to control. Let me back up and tell you how I stumbled into this rabbit hole. It started innocently enough. I was scrolling through my usual tech news sources when I saw the headline about Google's quantum breakthrough. Normally, I'd skim the article, maybe bookmark it for later, but something about the way they described the achievement made me pause. The problem they solved is called random circuit sampling. Sounds boring, right? It's essentially asking a quantum computer to produce a random output from a complex circuit, then verifying that output is truly random, and not something a classical computer could easily fake. Think of it like this. Imagine I asked you to flip a coin 1,000,000 times and record the results. A classical computer would struggle to produce a truly random sequence that long. It would start showing patterns, repetitions, predictable elements. But quantum mechanics operates on genuine randomness, at the fundamental level of reality. Google's Willow chip didn't just produce randomness, it produced randomness so complex, so genuinely quantum, that verifying it classically became impossible within any reasonable time frame. But as I dug deeper, I realized this benchmark was just the appetizer. The real implications started hitting me when I began researching what quantum supremacy actually means for our daily lives. First, let's talk about cryptography. Right now, every secure transaction you make online relies on mathematical problems that are incredibly hard for classical computers to solve. Your credit card information, your private emails, your medical records, they're all protected by encryption that assumes it would take classical computers thousands of years to break. Quantum computers don't play by those rules. They can solve certain mathematical problems exponentially faster than any classical machine. The encryption protecting your digital life could become worthless overnight. I spent an entire evening calling cybersecurity experts trying to understand the timeline. What I learned terrified me. Most experts believe we have maybe 10 to 15 years before quantum computers become powerful enough to break current encryption, but Google's breakthrough suggests that timeline might be accelerating. Dr. Sarah Chen, a quantum researcher at MIT who agreed to speak with me, put it bluntly. We're in a race between quantum computers becoming powerful enough to break encryption and our ability to develop quantum-resistant security. Right now, the computers are winning. But encryption is just the beginning. The more I researched, the more I realized we're looking at a complete transformation of how we solve problems. Drug discovery currently takes 15 to 20 years and costs billions of dollars. Pharmaceutical companies have to test millions of molecular combinations, most of which fail. Quantum computers could simulate molecular interactions at the quantum level, essentially running virtual experiments that would take classical computers centuries to complete. We could potentially design targeted cancer treatments in months instead of decades. We could simulate how new antibiotics would interact with resistant bacteria before we even synthesize them. The pandemic response time could shrink from years to months. The implications for artificial intelligence are even more staggering. Current AI models are limited by classical computing power. They require massive data centers, enormous energy consumption, and still struggle with certain types of problems. Quantum AI could change everything. Machine learning algorithms that currently take weeks to train could complete in hours. Pattern recognition that seems impossible today could become routine. We might develop AI systems that understand and manipulate reality at the quantum level. But here's where my 3 sleepless nights started making sense. With great power comes great risk, and quantum computing represents power we've never possessed before. The same technology that could cure cancer could also create bioweapons. The same quantum AI that could solve climate change could also develop autonomous weapon systems beyond human control. The same computing power that could revolutionize finance could also crash global economic systems. We're developing technology that operates on principles most people don't understand, with applications most policymakers can't foresee, at a speed that might not allow for proper governance. The strategic implications are massive. Whichever country or organization achieves true quantum advantage first could gain an insurmountable technological lead. Think about it. If you can break any encryption, predict any system, simulate any scenario, you essentially hold the keys to digital civilization. China's investing billions in quantum research. The European Union has launched massive quantum initiatives. The United States is pouring resources into quantum computing through both private companies and government programs. We're in the early stages of what might become the most important technological arms race in human history. But here's what really kept me awake. Google's Willow chip solved their benchmark problem. But it's still what researchers call a narrow quantum computer. It can only solve very specific types of problems. The real game changer will be fault-tolerant, universal quantum computers that can tackle any problem we throw at them. Most experts thought we were decades away from that milestone. Google's breakthrough suggests we might be moving faster than anyone anticipated. So what does this mean for you, right now, today? First, if you work in cybersecurity, finance, or any field that relies heavily on current encryption, you need to start preparing for quantum-resistant security. The transition won't happen overnight, but it's coming sooner than most people realize. Second, if you're in healthcare, materials, science, logistics, or any field involving complex optimization problems, quantum computing could revolutionize your industry within the next decade. Start learning about quantum applications in your field now, while you still have time to adapt. Third, and this applies to everyone, we need to start thinking about the societal implications. Quantum computing isn't just a technical upgrade, it's a fundamental shift in humanity's problem-solving capabilities. The risks are real, but so are the opportunities. Quantum computers could help us design more efficient solar panels, develop better batteries, create new materials we can't even imagine today. They could optimize traffic flow in cities, predict weather patterns with unprecedented accuracy, even help us understand the fundamental nature of reality itself. Climate change, disease, poverty, energy scarcity. These challenges might finally meet their match in quantum computing power. But we need to be smart about how we develop and deploy this technology. We need international cooperation, ethical frameworks, and governance structures that can keep pace with technological advancement. Here's my final takeaway from diving deep into Google's quantum breakthrough. We're standing at one of those rare moments in history when a single technology could reshape everything. The printing press, the steam engine, electricity, the internet. They all transformed human civilization. Quantum computing might surpass them all. The question isn't whether quantum computers will change the world. They already are. The question is whether we'll be ready for the changes they bring. If you want to stay ahead of this quantum revolution, start learning about quantum mechanics, quantum computing applications in your field, and quantum-resistant technologies. This isn't just for scientists and engineers anymore. This is for everyone who wants to understand the future we're building. The quantum age is arriving faster than anyone expected. Google's Willow chip just proved it. The 10,000-year problem they solved in minutes isn't just a technical achievement. It's a preview of coming attractions. And trust me, you're going to want to be prepared for what comes next. What do you think about quantum computing's potential impact? Are you excited or concerned about these developments? Let me know in the comments below, and if this video opened your eyes to the quantum future like it did mine, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started exploring the technologies that will define tomorrow.